What's interesting is this approach to sort of one's survival and one's prosperity is resulting in us going through a genetic extinction because people are not having kids anymore. So Sarah, scrolling on Netflix with her 4 kids, is actually genetically surviving. And all these people that are focused on independence and how much money I can make, they're genetically becoming extinct.
It's fascinating.
I'm basically playing devil's advocate with myself because if you observe my life, clearly this is a massive contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that's been front of mind for me at the moment is this idea of like dependence and independence. And obviously I'm approaching the season of life where I'm going to have kids and there's going to be trade-offs that I have to make, that I do make. But I guess we shall see what happens. Do you think people respect you a lot more now at 33 than they did when you were in 2019?
Of course they do.
And what should someone do that is looking to earn the respect? Someone that feels like they're continually disrespected. There's something about them. There's something in the way they carry themselves that they continually feel like people are disrespecting them. They might work in a business or, they might be low down in a company, or maybe they're not. Maybe they're just someone who's gone through the corporate world and they're continually disrespected. What would you say they should do to earn people's respect?
The first thing somebody has to do in order to earn respect is to decide that they would rather be respected than liked. That trade-off is made too often. We're in a situation when the right, respectable thing to do is unlikable. We don't choose the right, respectable thing to do. We prioritize being liked. And so when you make that decision to be respected and to not prioritize what everybody thinks about you, you can then transition into the second step, which is you have to get stats in the area that you want respect in. If you're low in an organization or you have different people around you who don't respect you for a variety of different reasons, what is the area of your expertise that is undeniable? It's proof. It exists in the physical universe. It's not just because you had an idea or you think you can be an entrepreneur or you'd like to be someone who gives people relationship advice. I'm sorry, but if you're not in a relationship and you don't have a stat of being able to have a good relationship, and you can't have a spouse that's like, wow, this person's great, I love being around this person, you probably shouldn't be giving that advice. And that's why you don't have respect in that area. So I don't think respect is a overall life respect. You need to have respect in the different compartments. It's not just Stephen is a respectable person altogether. That's a facade to me. You might not be respectable in certain areas. I maybe shouldn't respect you in certain areas of your life. But other areas, I would think areas that you've prioritized, you are incredibly respectable in, and you've prioritized getting stats and proof in those areas to earn people's respect, whether they like you or not, because you have something to prove for it.
Has that been a journey for you, this idea of caring less about being liked? Because you talked about that earlier as being really central to your sort of early 20s, etc.
It was so hard for me to not want to be liked. I had a mom growing up who was a medical doctor and just was the world's most sweet, kind, thoughtful person. She would sit down at a party and every single person in that room loved her immediately. She just had this aura about her. And so I watched my mom growing up as a role model and somebody who still to me today is a role model. And she really emphasized how important it is to ask great questions and to be engaged with other people. And what I lost in that process is, well, if I'm always asking other people and trying to get other people to like me, and it's always that flow, like what do I actually think about myself? Because I'm so focused on over accommodating others. And so if you're trying to flip this for yourself, you're trying to go from I over-index on being liked and not so over-indexed on being respectable and liking what I think about myself, you really have to go out to your 3-year version of yourself and your 5-year version of yourself, because no one is going to get clear on that for you besides you. And once you put that stake in the ground saying, this is what I want to be known for, this is who I want to become, this is who I imagine myself being, this isn't a manifestation practice. I'm going to decide who that person is, and then I'm going to like myself at 20, at 30, at 70, because I'm acting in accordance with the way that I view myself in the future, and I'm going to become the person that I want to be.
Have you found that you've had to reinforce and protect your boundaries in order to earn that respect? Do you find that people try and test you?
Of course they do. I work with hundreds of team members every single day who have their own points of view and their own perspectives on what they want the work to look like, what they want our culture to look like. And I think I've had to wrestle with this so much because I want to create an environment where people can be successful. My definition of leadership is making other people's success easy. So if I'm going to be a leader, I'm going to make other people's success easy. How would I go about doing that? What type of environment would they need to be in order to actually make their success easy compared to their alternative, which is going down the street and trusting that some other leader is going to make them more successful? And so I really wrestle with who I need to be and what the boundaries are that I set for myself. And one of the things I've gotten so much criticism of online was when I publicly shared a TikTok about firing somebody because I found out that she was cheating on her significant other, and the other person also had a significant other. And as soon as I found out about it, I terminated both of them immediately. And it's so shocking to people that...
Wait, someone was cheating with someone in the company?
Yeah.
Oh, and they both had partners outside of the company?
Both had partners outside of the company. As soon as I caught wind of it, it wasn't even like a split-second decision. Well, I guess it technically was a split-second decision. It's like, I can't have this in my environment, especially somebody close around me. People trust me and should trust any leader to help them make their success easy. Am I making people's success easy by putting inside that environment people who are going to erode the values of the group? No. Success for most people isn't getting a divorce from their significant other. Success for most people looks like figuring out how to have the success in their professional lives and in their financial lives while also being able to have a spouse. I wouldn't want my husband going out to work and being in an environment where the company was just fine with people cheating on each other, lying to each other, and not having a code of ethics, doing drugs. Like, none of that is something that I want inside my environment, because it's my job to make people's success easy.
One would say that's none of your business what they're doing when they go home.
It is my business, first of all, because it was with each other.
Yeah, but they're not doing it at work.
Well, there was not to get into specifics of the particular event, but it happened to be around work related.
But if it wasn't at work, you still wouldn't.
Even if it was, I would fire the person immediately.
So you'd fire someone for cheating?
Absolutely.
On their partner?
Absolutely. I can't have cheaters. If they're going to cheat on the person that they're supposed to spend the rest of their life with, do you think that they're cheating on their work? Do you think that they're going to cheat on our clients? Do you think that they're going to have the ethics and morals and judgment to not be so distracted with their own personal ethics situation that they can actually focus and do a good job? That person in any environment is a liability to the environment. It's a complete liability.
Some people have, things in their personal life which are very different to the way that they show up professionally, though. People do all kinds of things in their personal life.
It's terrifying. Because,
listen, the way that I see it is if I expand the scope of my concerns, I'm going to get fucking nothing done. So if I start, going into who they at home with and in bed with and what's going on in their personal life, unless they bring it to me, obviously, when you're the founder or the CEO, people bring you stuff and they say, look, this is going to impact my work. But, boundary, I don't want to be the government of your fucking personal situations as well. As long as it doesn't show up in the office.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.